Here, this is Festive Owl. I've been speaking with sources about what exactly transpired and how things went so far downhill for Sunday on Frank Ocean for Coachella. The stage production was supposed to and did contain an ice rink that was constructed and ready to go. Frank decided at the last minute that he no longer wanted it at all, the ice rink. All of the people walking around him at the start of the performance were actually ice skaters, had been practicing for weeks, and were supposed to be skating as a part of the production. Coachella had to deconstruct the approved stage that had been planned and signed off on for months in advance, melt the entire ice rink, and then set it up how Frank decided with no warning. This all happened when doors had already opened for Sunday, and people were securing their spots to see him. If the last-minute changes weren't made, he wouldn't have performed at all, leaving the festival without a closing headliner. Frank also personally pulled the plug at the last second on the live stream, which left a very sour taste in many inside Coachella's mouths. Ultimately, and I quote, "It just didn't seem like he wanted to be there but was obligated to be. Everything, including him, fell apart last minute." Don't expect to see any coverage from the festival about the set, something that is unprecedented in the history of Coachella. The relationship is not in a good place right now. I worked on that ice rink. We all thought it was super dumb, but awesome at the same time. We lugged those heavy fake rocks, set up lights around and beneath it. It was going to be so dope. The stagehand and production crew morale really dropped when we found out it wasn't being used. Hundreds of man hours, blood, sweat, and tears for nothing. In part, that's just how it goes. But in reality, everyone was super upset. We did hours and hours of work only to scrap it hours before. Sean C had a take on it. Let's take a look.
You know you're wrong. I swear to God, it took me 6, 7, almost 8 times of scrolling past this video for me to realize it was Frank Ocean. I thought this was a video of some random dude that has nothing to do with some performer's set, hopping on stage and just going crazy to one of the songs. I thought it was a random. If you would have told me this was Frank Ocean performing one of his songs at Coachella, I would not have believed you if I didn't hear the sound.
He's got 4 good songs. It's crazy. Listen, bro. No, I don't know why everybody does this where it's like, oh, I've been known. Like, I knew he sucked. Anytime like somebody fucking has like a shit moment, everybody fucking piles on. And then they just like take it one step further and they're like, he only has 4 good songs. Like, shut the fuck up. No, his entire discography is awesome. Okay. Shut up. You can be honest about that while simultaneously being like, it's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. No, he's not fucking overrated, dude. That's insane. Man, gatekeeps himself from his fans. Dude, what do you mean? Oh, God. The expectation that people have from a fucking artist is insane. I think everybody's so used to people like myself, people that are like in the online sphere, giving people everything, giving fans everything in their entire lives, that people have this like incredibly high bar for content creators where they're like, yeah, it's not just like, I can't just like listen to his music. I need to know everything that's going on in his fucking life. It's crazy. It's even crazy for someone like myself, but it's especially crazy for someone like him whose main content isn't his like personality or whatever. No, he don't like his fans. That's accurate. Yeah, the reason why people say he doesn't like his fans is because the lack of releases. I think that's where that comes from for the most part. At least when Nicki Minaj has long bouts of not making music, she's still constantly and consistently interacting with her fan base, and she's also doing features and whatnot. So I think that's the main difference between someone like Nicki Minaj and someone like Frank Ocean, and how they are received.
People aren't going to a live show to basically watch you reenact a studio session. These are fans, yes, but you are still performing for them. And if there are Frank Ocean fans who see this and you are...
Here's the thing. I'm separating the fandom's expectation out of Frank Ocean versus the performance at Coachella. Because the performance at Coachella is something that you should and absolutely are valid to criticize, okay? That's unacceptable. It's like, especially after such a long stint of like not giving anything, like not having anything else going on. He might have something in his like real life. He might have something going on in his personal life or anything like that. Frank owes you nothing but a Coachella performance in exchange for the $600 ticket you pay for. Exactly, that's my point. If you're a fucking Frank Ocean fan and you go to Coachella to see Frank Ocean, and Frank Ocean doesn't give you 100%, that's crazy. No, you bought a service and he didn't give it to you. I think that's kind of fucked up. Selling a service and not performing and not giving you that service that you paid a gorillion dollars to, when you like, you know, put together as much money as you possibly could. You're a fucking regular old working class person. Not every single person that goes to Coachella is a fucking influencer, okay? There's a lot of real, normal people that go there because they enjoy the music and they want to see Frank Ocean for the first time in years. And then they like literally take time off from work, put their hard-earned dollars together to like listen to fucking Frank Ocean live. and then he doesn't give them that. That's fucked up. They fly out. They spend an insane amount of money on like overpriced Airbnbs or hotel rooms and shit like that. And then boom, you can't even get the one thing that you wanted to see. It's fucked up. For the record, for people saying he performed a full set, from what I understand, he was just like lip syncing for half the time, right? He's just vibing. His ass is not performing. Yeah, dude. This dude paid all the money and got
Everyone
this.
is mad at Frank Ocean. We're leaving Coachella right now, and this is why. All right, I'm gonna start off by saying Frank was over an hour late, and people got there as early as 8 a.m. today. Secondly, he only performed for about 30 minutes max. Only did 3 of his popular songs. And the biggest thing is he never came out. He was behind the screen the whole entire time. By half the show, it was half empty already. People were leaving the entire time. I'm not saying like it was bad. I mean, that's up to you guys, but people feel very scammed today.
Why? He can't even say it's bad, dude. It's so funny. Dude, Frank Ocean fans are crazy with it. They're like, nah, I can't even say it's bad. Like, you could say it's bad, dude. 1, he was 1.5 hours late, so we were all standing in the cold and waiting. 2, he would have really long, weird, silent pauses throughout his set, like 2 minutes of pure silence. 3, he kept bringing on people, but not even participating in the song, just letting them sing or DJ. There was also a 6-minute rave in the middle of his concert. His whole stage setup was made so the audience couldn't see him. No matter how close we were, we couldn't see the stage, so everyone had to watch the screen the whole time. 5, the screen itself would rarely even show him too. You'll see in the videos I will post later, it was like a weird film. Conclusion. People traveled for such a far distance to see him, and people had high expectations because he hasn't played in 6 years, and we all really got disappointed. The whole production was just lacking, and it was just really not bringing much of the whole performance. This part does make sense, for the record. I mean, this is a whole ass essay on TikTok. Zoomers, when their favorite artist, doesn't give them exactly what they want, will write the Das Kapital of TikTok essays, dude. Holy shit. A lot of people left early. Oh, here. This is
should not have stepped on that stage at Coachella, and I'm gonna tell you why. First and foremost, before I blame anybody else, I'm blaming Coachella. Y'all had this man slated to headline the show since 2020. Obviously, 2020, it could not happen. 1, because of COVID. 2, his brother passed away that year. I don't know what kind of timeline y'all put on grief, but this man clearly was not ready to perform. Whether it was him hiding behind scaffolding, singing some song, changing the arrangements of classics like White Ferrari and Chanel, and in general, Frank Ocean just really isn't a performer like that. And that's no shade to him at all. Not a Frank. Baby.
Yeah, it's definitely Coachella's fault. Coachella is at fault for paying him $4 million. What are they supposed to do? Put him at fucking gunpoint? Like, Coachella, but like, goddamn. The parasocial relationship between fans and Frank is so funny because he's given them like nothing all for years, and they're all like, oh, it's not his fault. I hope he's okay. It's because music is incredibly powerful as a medium. It's so personal. That's why I think like music fandoms are way crazier than everything else. Music is an incredibly powerful medium to convey emotion. And, if you feel like this artist gets you, holy f***, you're just gonna, you fall in love with them. Saw this TikTok about the performance.
The other mess and mayhem of the Frank Ocean set last night, closing out weekend 1 of Coachella, is making its way on the timelines. I've seen so many videos of people at the festival, whether they're VIP.
Bro, if you're writing this level of fanfic about a dude who you don't know the background of, like about a dude you don't know personally, to like justify his actions, I don't know what to tell you. Like you're on the sauce, You have gone far beyond. I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of level of copium this is. It's like nuclear grade. Frank Ocean gave a speech during his Coachella set.
But I have missed you. I want to talk about why I'm here, because it's not because of a new album. It's because, not that there's not a new album, it's like,
they booed him.
It's not right now, But, these last couple years, my life changed so much. And, check me out. So, I want to just, my brother and I, we came to this festival a lot. And I feel like I was dragged out here half the time because I hated the dust out here. I always left with a respiratory infection or whatever. So I would avoid coming. I would always end up here. And one of my fondest memories was watching Ray Strummer, I don't know what that stage is called, but watching Ray Strummer with my brother and Travis. I don't know if Travis Taco is here, but we were just dancing in that tent to their music, and I know he would have been so excited to be here with all of us, and I want to say thank you for.
What happened to his brother was super unexpected. His brother died in a car crash. Ryan Moore, the 18-year-old brother of singer Frank Ocean, who went by the name Ryan Brew, died from blunt force head injuries in a single vehicular collision early Sunday morning in Thousand Oaks. The Ventura County Medical Examiner confirmed Tuesday, August 4th, 2020. His brother died 3 years ago to a car accident.
The support and the ears and the love over all this time.
What do you do if you're Coachella? Like for weekend 2, what is he gonna just like not perform on weekend 2? Like what the fuck's gonna happen? Anyway, but finishing off the Frank Ocean thing, your expectations should be normal, okay? Your expectations from your favorite artist should be whatever they choose to show you. However, if you go and purchase an album and the album has no music in it, you'd be like, well, what the fuck? You just like, you just fucked me. What is this? Like you told me that there was an album in here and I open up the fucking disc and there's no CD or there's no music in the CD. Now, obviously, no, that doesn't happen in the world of streaming anymore. I'm not dating myself, but I'm just trying to give you a point of reference for you to understand. And that is basically the same thing here. This is a bit of a scam. You don't do anything for 6 years, and then you turn around and this is your Coachella performance. People have paid a lot of money to see you. That's fucked up. That's actually unacceptable. So, like I said, the truth is somewhere in the middle, because people who want more from him, who are just like, he's not giving us anything. He's not giving his fandom anything. It's like, okay, well, he's not supposed to. Like, he doesn't have to. He's not holding you at gunpoint to keep being his fan because 6 years ago you listened to his music and you put it on your sex playlist like I did. You know what I mean? Frank Ocean Radio goes hard. Yeah, he can drop music whenever he wants, but when you agree to a performance, you kind